Hi, it's Joy and today I'm going to be watching The Witcher Season 2 Episode 4, Redanian Intelligence, and this is the halfway point once I finish this episode. I am loving it, as you know if you've watched my reactions each week. I love Geralt, Ciri and Yennefer. They are all my favourites. I want the best for them. I want them to flourish. So yes, a reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction and all of my reactions on my Patreon 2 weeks in advance, edited version 1 week in advance. And let's go. I definitely said that really fast, but I think I'm just really excited to get into the meat of the episode. How much time has passed? Has she been doing a lot of training? Because he's definitely trusting that she's not going to fall.
Hesitation will draw danger to you like
but he's treating her more seriously now.
But as long as you listen, always listen.
That is a very small tree. It's like me hiding in Dead by Daylight. You can definitely see me around it. Oh my god.
You're a sorceress, like Yennefer.
Triss.
Friend of Geralt's. You must be quite charitable.
It's good to see you again.
So, how do you two know each other?
Well, he knows a lot of people. A good elf is a dead elf. Oh god. Are they seriously just rounding up any elves? The elves should have tried to send some sort of word to all of their kin before this happened.
Sure, the Nilfgaardians will be thrilled to have me. Reminiscent chef. It's funny how quickly people forget about you when you're no longer of use to them, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Holy shit. Well, they don't overly look like that currently.
We are not a we.
I guess they're strangers in the marketplace who vaguely match the description. Yennefer, you don't need to be with him. Why are you being with him?
We only want to serve Redania as best we can.
Oh, assassins are lurking.
Good afternoon, Your Highness.
Imagine if he poisoned it and it was never poisoned in the first place. She did say assassins from where you least expect it.
Apologies for the theatrics, Your Highness.
Sintra could be ours.
If we're smart.
Their plans would be derailed if the rightful heir existed, right?
Help me with a princess in trouble.
Nastier than you, even.
You're joking. Like your dress. Thank you. Would you like me to show you around the keep?
She's got a new hero.
You know this place pretty well.
I brought her here for you.
Ooh.
To help guide you.
Well, Mousak did for my mother.
Just like Mousak.
Oh.
So how do you two know each other?
He's gonna answer that question a lot in his life.
You two thought you could get away.
I mean, the poster thing did say he was a Nilfgaardian commander, although he's a weak one.
I had that covered.
Of course you did.
I hate Yennefer working with him. Not exactly fond of this kingdom either, but...
Make a move and lose your head.
We're not here to hurt you.
I mean, okay.
Still thinking it over. Run to me! Run! Run like hell!
Oh.
If there's no room, we'll catch the next boat. I promise.
She is more trustworthy than him. He'll probably kill them both. Oh god, is there something down here? Oh lord. That is the last thing we need.
She saw me at the aftermath of Sodden Hill before it happened.
She can tell me Yennefer's alive! I forgot!
I've never seen anything like it. But it did try to get her.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them did.
Why would a mage want her?
I don't know.
Mhm.
Mages, Nilfgaard. Something dark lies ahead of her.
It does, and we're gonna try and protect her from it best we
Feel it.
can.
I'm sorry about Esker.
I'm sorry about Sodden.
Mention Yennefer.
Daniel of Bruges.
She's gonna leave one off.
Selraby. Dagobah.
Stop.
They're tormenting us. Mention Yennefer. Either of you.
Stay with me tonight.
Triss, I'm sorry.
He's mourning Yennefer and she's out there.
Since the elves took refuge in Zintria, the North have been claiming that we're all sleeper agents for Nilfgaard.
Sounds familiar.
Oh, I doubt that.
Oh, you're probably gonna get eaten by a giant worm.
Yeah, I know. Fuck the North.
Oh no, don't get eaten by a giant worm, please.
I'll borrow your hope then.
Oh, burn it! Can you burn it? Oh. Oh. I don't blame him for being scared, but... Holy shit. This is an unholy alliance.
You find love, but it isn't real.
It is real, sweetheart.
Before they even knew who you were.
You were incredible that day, Sodden. The fire.
Yes, and you're a creepy man hunting a child.
We all have our time in the sun. Your magic has served its purpose.
God. You're a weird zealot.
There's a bigger plan out there for you now.
And the Piper will take us to the boat.
The Sandpiper.
That's the one. He performs here every night.
Is it who I think it is? Is he helping elf refugees? Yes! How old is he now? He's so hurt, and I do feel bad for him. His whole thing was making him not the Butcher of Blaviken, and now he's calling him that. He'll say sorry if you meet him again.
Now that is an out-of-the-box idea.
Is he genuinely speaking to this owl?
Helping to Sintra won't be a problem. Come with me.
I wanted him to find peace. Poor boy. Where'd you find those dresses? Okay, it's a top.
Lovely and refreshed. When do you think we can get started?
She's doing her hair kind of like Triss.
Let's hope
She's
we
still a
don't
little
cut
girl,
her
still.
Is that a
Aww.
flower in your hair, girl? Oh, she's not joking. I don't need to, guys.
Ciri! She's struggling to find her place and to fit in.
Just a bit of fun.
For who?
Mm-hmm.
You dress her in rags.
You say you're mutants. That's why you don't understand what people feel. But the truth is, you're choosing to be ignorant arseholes, aren't you?
Yes, Triss, I love you.
They felt bad you didn't finish your breakfast.
My grandmother fought battles and wore dresses. You can do both.
I know.
It's ready.
I'm glad she's staying true to who she is, and she can do both.
Like from a monolith.
Ooh.
I've never seen that before.
Is it the demon thing? Is that what's running the Nilfgaard and everything? I want Ciri. Oh. Oh, is it the monolith she created? In Sintra? Hello, just editing Joy here to say that I was under the impression that the monolith thing had grown out of the ground when Ciri screamed. And when I watched it the first time, that's what it looked like to me. I didn't realise that it was already there and she just cracked it and then cracked the earth. I kind of thought it came out of the ground and that was what started the earth fracturing, which from this season I figured out the truth, but yeah, that's what I thought. And I didn't put two and two together with a monolith that Istrid was interested in, which I should have done, but you know, you can't spot everything.
I saw a monolith topple.
How?
Ciri?
Daughter of Chaos belongs to us. Turn your backs. Join the procession.
Oh my god, Ciri.
Fine.
Ciri, trust them, let them in.
Let us help.
You can be brave and get help.
I really didn't mean to do it, Geralt. None of these monsters are my fault.
It's all right. I'll fix it.
Oh, is he going to Sintra? Fuck. Yennefer's going to Sintra.
Bard.
Joyless
Oh.
hugger. Hugging. We are hugging.
Miss the days when my biggest problem was an ever-present sing-songy twit.
I'm gonna drink. I am
He's saving elves. I love him.
the emotions which anybody could experience. That song could be about anyone. Anyone. We're better off without him.
No, you're not. And he's not better off without you.
Yes. You're the sandpiper.
What? No. Yes.
Hmm.
No.
I need your help.
Stand back. Stand back.
He's with me. It's okay.
It's not okay. You shouldn't be with him.
Plenty of time to take a bath before then. Just saying.
Did he just sniff her?
I can't be what you want, Triss. What you deserve. I hope that in your search to feel again, you feel your value.
Ciri.
To me,
Yeah. To the
you
world.
are important to me, Triss.
You said you'll never go back there. Twice.
No witcher yet has died of old age.
I'm gonna do what I do best.
And what's that?
Oh, I never really know. That's why I'm so good at it.
I love this idiot.
You're him.
Oh my god.
Bad.
Guilty.
Oh, it's not your strongest.
Oh yeah.
It's a bit complicated. It took me to the fourth verse to understand there were different timelines.
Oh, did
I spotted the dragon reveal a mile away. I must say, the bit when the lute player ends up with the warrior ladies.
Am I gonna say it? Yeah, I'm gonna say it. You know, if you could write yourself a little song, if you could sing yourself.
You are gonna put all their lives at risk.
I'll distract him. You take them onto the boat.
Like hell, I'm not going to fucking Sintra without you. My head will roll before I sense it.
Is he finally gonna do something brave?
Get to Sintra if I don't
Oh.
do something. This ship's not going anywhere till I check your papers. Understand?
Fuck the North.
Oh. In honor of his friend.
Fuck the North!
Run. Run. He was just a scared man trying to survive. He gave everything so they could escape. Oh my god, the ground. Where she fell? Right? Her blood.
Elder blood was wiped from the continent generations ago.
There are legends.
Fucking hell.
One of the key ingredients. Destiny has given us a gift. The key to making more witches.
Is that a good thing? She's got elder blood. I'm so intrigued by that.
It's lovely to meet you, Dara.
Oh, Dara.
Thanks, all right?
He wouldn't turn against
To
elves.
receive you on the other side, because who are we? When we can no longer do the one thing we were put on this continent to do.
You find another thing.
We find a new purpose. A better one.
Chaos could never be done with the likes of you.
Oh, I'm stressed what Dara's gonna do. Though hopefully if I was him, I'd be like, yes, I will spy for you, and then I wouldn't. Oh god.
Jennifer, we have to save ourselves.
Oh. What happened to him?
No thanks to you.
Yes,
Did I not break all the memories of you?
Oh, sweet
Ladies and
heartbroken
gentlemen,
bard.
you have been the most beautiful audience. Remember
Thank
to toss
you.
a coin if you can.
I'm gonna have to buy the soundtrack to this season as well, aren't I? Okay, we have Jaskier back. We've just lost Jaskier. I mean, what happened to him? Who took him? Was it someone that figured out he was smuggling elves? Was it because Dar is the spy elf? They know that ship's the spy ship, or like, you know, the smuggling ship. So they're basically going to make sure that it won't happen again, and they'll punish anybody that was doing it, but they'll make sure that ship gets to safety because it's got their spy on board. Is that the plan? Was it someone he'd wronged, like the dock worker? Or someone's husband, if I remember him rightly. Someone who knows he has ties to Geralt and wants to get to him for some reason. I don't know entirely why they'd go all the way out of their way to this. But yeah, that ending was very unexpected. I kind of assumed he'd just pop up again, I hoped. And I hope he and Geralt talk to each other again at some point. But whoa, that ending. And Yennefer wants to try and find him. Is she just, what's going to happen? I love that she hugged him and he was like, we're hugging. Because yes, they have the kind of friendship where you express your love by saying, I despise you, demon woman. But yeah, it's kind of the depth of pain and emotion in that song about Geralt breaks your heart, doesn't it? He was, you know, it was one of the worst things Geralt did in season 1 was being so cruel to Jaskier for no reason whatsoever, just because he was hurting himself. Oh, just, I love this show so much, and that he's helping the elves, and I do have to think part of it comes from that meeting with Filavandrel back at the start of it all with him and Geralt, that he really kind of saw the elves and understood their plight a little bit more than just the horror stories you hear, because it's the way the real world works, and in a way, like, what makes this kind of show extra effective is despite, like, the fantasy elements and everything running around, a lot of the political stuff, the hatred of elves, the persecution of elves, we can see that in our own societies and we can relate to it. And it's very easy growing up to be told a narrative and to just believe it. You have to challenge it yourself. And I love that he is risking himself to try and save them, because as much as he tries to, you know, say, oh, well, you know, it's good to be a legend or whatever, he's truly doing it out of the goodness of his heart. He could turn a blind eye. He could just be a bard and get away with it. He has patrons all over the place. He could definitely just not do anything, but he's really helping people, and I respect that. Very sad that we lost that really friendly elf that was very infatuated with Yennefer, because who wouldn't be infatuated with Yennefer, let's face it. He was really sweet, but definitely when he was giving that big speech about how he was going to raise chickens, I was like, he's dead. So that was horrible. And then the old man, like, I mean, I say old man, older, really. But in elf years, I suppose he probably is quite old to look old. I don't blame him for running. You wish he'd have done something, tried to fire the beast or help them pull him to safety, but at the end of the day, he's survived so much, he's in so much terror, and he just wants to survive. I don't blame him. I wouldn't shame him for it. I think he would have carried that shame himself going forwards, and it definitely spurred him to sacrifice himself to save all of those other elves, all of those other people that were going to be persecuted regardless. And I think it shows you that even if you have a moment of weakness, it doesn't have to define you. For Yennefer, I don't like that she's working with Cahir or whatever the freaking frack his name is. I don't trust him. I mean, maybe the flip side of all of this is going to be towards the end of the season we're all going to be Team Nilfgaard. I mean, who knows? But I don't trust him. The sacking of Sintra was violent, and it was bloody, and it was against innocent civilians. Like I said, it's a medieval-esque era fantasy show. So if they'd caught the queen and her husband and like the top nobles and executed them, I wouldn't have liked it, but you can kind of, that's, I guess, you've conquered this kingdom, so you kill its reigning people. But they were killing servants, they were slaughtering every single person. There were some very violent scenes in that episode. That just doesn't track with the we're here to help mantra they've got going on. Also don't like him because he's hunting Ciri and she is very afraid of him and would like to stab him in the neck, and I'd rather she didn't have to stab him in the neck. I I think it's going to be it's a really interesting dynamic that Yennefer is kind of allying with him out of necessity at the moment. I feel like she could have left some other way that wasn't allying, like, apparently allying herself with Nilfgaard and making herself a traitor to everybody. I know if she had just left, they would have declared she was a traitor anyway, but what is she up to? What is her plan? I know she doesn't really have one, she's trying to find one, but is she gonna try and help the elves or something? What's her plan? I want her to be okay and happy, and it's interesting if she does end up in Cintra with him, what will happen if he decides to go after Ciri, or if they, hear word of where she is and it's with Geralt or whatever. I just think it's going to be really interesting to potentially having people on different sides. And I do like that it's not black and white. Nilfgaard I don't like. I don't agree with them and their policies and everything. Some of their policies I think sound like a dream, beating everyone and everything, but there's definitely a sinister side to them that they hide. So I don't support them. But they give them that side that you can understand, that side that you can kind of support in a weird way. And then the other side, which is a kind of just the tentative alliance of kingdoms that just want to maintain their autonomy and survive, a lot of those kings are dicks, and I do not like them. But if Nilfgaard swept over, a lot of innocent people would die, and that's what I don't support. So seeing Jaskier and Yennefer and what it was like in that kingdom, and then we have that guy, I think he's a mage, he scares me. I know that actor from lots of things, but he scares me. I don't know is he going to try and find out what they want, and he's going to try and think, if I get this girl that they want, I can bring her and they'll welcome me or whatever. It's all really stressful. I'm glad we're seeing Dara again because, when he walked away from Ciri in season 1, I really did think, this could be the last time we see him, and he kind of served a purpose in a lot of ways, as a character, and then we were going to follow Ciri's story elsewhere, and somehow he ended up in this kingdom, probably thinking he was safe, and then got rounded up and was tormented. Though I don't know why he'd work with this kingdom, even if they're offering him his freedom or whatever. They still rounded you up in the first place, and even if you hate Cintra, the Nilfgaardians are the people that fought Cintra, and even though the Nilfgaard did also, hunt you down, but they were hunting Ciri. It's a lot. I don't entirely know what Dara's going to do going forward, but I'm excited to see him. And then we have Triss and Ciri and Geralt, and I really enjoyed that dynamic. So it made me really want a dynamic where it's Geralt and Yennefer helping Ciri to grow, but having someone there who can help her feel more at home in having powers, and they're learning quite quickly, it seems, that what she has is not a typical mage power. It's not a typical mage chaos situation that's going on. She has elder blood, which is a fascinating concept. I guess elders were the race that came before, or were they, I'm gonna say don't tell me, but I will have seen season 2. If season 2 doesn't tell me, don't tell me. That we're finally getting answers about Ciri, and that's so exciting. We know now a little bit more about why she is the way she is, and hopefully they can help her. But it does make me a little bit afraid that potentially, Vesemir might want to use her, and again, I don't think he would hold her down and bleed her dry or anything, but I also feel like he might kind of want to keep her there, or want to use her in a way she might not agree to or whatever, or that might expose who she is and might expose her to more dangers. I don't know, I just think it's an interesting dynamic we'll see going forwards. And I also, as much as, I do think it's kind of sad that the Witcher numbers are dwindling, I feel that sadness comes more from the fact that the existing ones are dying. I don't agree with how they are made. I don't agree with what they are put through and how many of them die. I can see, in a sense, a need for them, but I feel like if they just took in people and trained them to be good fighters and sent them off in 2s or 3s, they could defeat monsters as well. But obviously witches are extraordinarily useful because of how powerful they are, but it is also taking in children and potentially killing them and putting them through hell. I don't agree with how witches are made, so I don't want him to make more witches, though I can understand, as someone that has been through that process himself and lived his entire life like that, watched it all fall away, why he would want to do anything he could to restart it. And I do wonder what Geralt would make of it when he hears that plan, what he would think, including Ciri and not including Ciri, what he would think of it all. I really liked the moment when Ciri said, I can be a great fighter and wear dresses, because it's true. It's something that I think years ago now, there was this whole move of having strong women in shows, and so therefore they had to not wear dresses and hate pink or whatever. It was that kind of idea of that that's a strong woman, but being strong doesn't mean you can't also be feminine. Just being softer doesn't mean you can't be masculine. You know, every single person has multiple sides to us. So I love the fact that although, yeah, they kind of made her feel silly and kind of she works so hard to make them trust her and believe in her, there's also nothing wrong with her wanting to do her hair one day to kind of look nice and wanting to put on a prettier top rather than a more practical top, and then when she wants to go and get training she can put on her training clothes. You know, there is nothing wrong with her maintaining her identity in every way she wants to, and I'm glad Ciri and Triss told them off for how they were treating her, because the other witches were being dicks to her. Like, even though she kind of earned their approval, then they were just treating her like she was one of the lads, when, you know, she's a girl for one thing, but she's a young girl, a young woman. Ciri is like 13, I suppose, I don't know. She's very young. I know Freya's older than that, but like Ciri is very young. She's in a new place with new people, trying her best to learn to fight, which is obviously, as much as she's flourishing and doing really well with it, it comes with a lot of pain and a lot of like mistakes and frustration, who is also grieving the loss of everyone she's ever known and her kingdom and her life. You know, she's not necessarily somebody, yeah, treat her like she's one of you, yes, banter with her and joke with her, but you don't have to be cruel with her. I enjoyed that. And also, like, have they made any considerations for her and for things she might go through or things she might need? So I enjoyed that touch of Triss. And just, oh, they teased us so much when I was like, she could mention Yennefer, she could mention Yennefer, and then she never mentioned Yennefer. I'm guessing, surely, Istrid is eventually going to mention Yennefer. Or is Yennefer not going to go after Jaskier? Because what can she do? She doesn't have powers. She's just one person. And is she going to somehow, like, find Geralt in Sintra and mention that he was in trouble and then Geralt will go and save him? Could that be a thing? I don't know. But I really enjoyed every aspect of this episode. I'm just loving this show more and more with every episode. Season 2 is even better than Season 1, and I adored Season 1. So yes, we are at the halfway point now. I've seen half of Season 2 of The Witcher. A reminder that if you're watching this on YouTube, you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon 2 weeks in advance, the edited version 1 week in advance, and thank you so much for watching.